back to another episode of the Miracle Marketing Podcast, where we bring you interviews from business owners, celebrity guests, and hot topics. I am your host, Brandon Adams, along with my co-host, super producer, Big Perion. Big Perion, what's going on in ATL today?
Feeling pretty gray, but still beautiful. The temperature is a little better.
Okay. We got sunshine out here.
See what I'm saying?
Yep. It's the spring is starting to turn the corner, which I'm looking forward to.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. And if you would like to be a guest on the show, send us an email to A Miracle Podcast. On today's show, we have a very special guest. Me and this young lady go way back. Way back. I'm talking about to when we were in elementary school. And she has been able to do some mentoring for me on my business as well. So let me give you a little bit of breakdown on who she is. Miss Marlo. She is a former law enforcement police lieutenant, executive board member appointed by the governor of California. Also, she is the CEO of Greenwood and Company, pioneering cannabis company, and the creator of Just Mary, a luxury cannabis brand known for its commitment. She is also has a production company called Marlo Nicole Productions, where she executive produced 3 feature films. I can go on and on, but we're going to let her give you the rest. Marlo, welcome to the Miracle Marketing Podcast. How are you this morning?
Good. Thank you, Brandon, for having me.
No problem. So, man, I've been trying to get you on the show. I know you're busy and everything, got everything going on. You're in the car already, dipping through these streets of LA, and just wanted to talk to you about your new company, Greenwood, and some of your film projects.
Okay. So Greenwood is what we call in the cannabis industry a vertically integrated company, which means that I can basically do everything from A to Z. So I have a couple of indoor cultivations. I have a manufacturing facility, distribution, and then I have a delivery company that also does pop-up stores. And we recently purchased a trailer so that we can kind of have our own storefront that's mobile. So that's what Greenwood and Company does. In terms of all the other things I have going on, one of the things I'm most excited about is we're opening a wine bar in the city of Anaheim. And that's going to be like a state-of-the-art wine bar for people that come to LA or the California area, the Disneyland area. We're about 5 minutes away from Disneyland, directly across the street from the Angel Stadium. And it's the equivalent of being able to go wine tasting, and everybody gets like a digital card that you put your money on, and you can literally go and shop, hundreds of wines and decide what your tasting size is going to be: 2 ounce, 4 ounce, 7 ounce, 8 ounce. And so that's probably one of the latest projects that I have going right now.
Dope. Perion.
Thank you.
How was the transition from going back to when you were a police officer arresting people for cannabis to manufacturing it yourself, growing it yourself?
So the good thing about it is I had very little contact with people in cannabis. I was actually assigned to the airport, and I promoted very fast. So I didn't spend a lot of time out in the field. So I didn't really have that part of the guilt per se. But growing up in South Central LA and in Inglewood, I'm very well versed in business life, education, and street life, if you want to put it that way. So I wasn't, new to the industry per se, but when they opened the door for it to become a legal business, I had an opportunity because at the time I had a security company, and I was helping a friend get his licensing by doing all of his security plans. And so he basically connected me to people in LA that allowed me an opportunity to become licensed and operate in Los Angeles, California.
That's dope. I always wondered that. I know you say you didn't have any experience with that side, but I always wondered officers felt about that transition.
So I didn't say I didn't have any experience. I said I had very little. So I can't say I didn't have any. I definitely remember the transition from when I was in law enforcement, where people were citing, well, not citing, when people were getting arrested for cannabis possession. And then I remember the transition when the arrest became a citation. And now it's like, it's nothing basically. So I was definitely around during the transition. And I mean, I get it. When you look at all the people that have been incarcerated for cannabis, it's kind of sad because at the time when I was in law enforcement, I did not have the knowledge. It was probably more so me being brainwashed to thinking that it was an actual drug versus use my mother as an example. One of the things that really got me into kind of doing my own study and research on the cannabis plant was my mother had like probably the most excruciating pain in her life. And I don't know, how close you guys are to your parents, but I'm very close to my mom. So watching her not be very mobile because she was in so much pain, and she ended up having to have a full hip replacement surgery. And so the only thing that helped her pain like subside was a cannabis topical. So shout out to the cannabis topical brands. I just started carrying a beautiful Black woman's brand. Her name is, the brand's name is Vessel Wellness. And it is a great brand. And again, it works. So for people that are looking for something to help with pain or relaxing muscles, there are definitely some things out there on the market that work well.
Is it do they cause any problems like cigarettes?
No, what I'm talking about is a topical. So it's something you actually like rub on your skin.
Oh, okay.
If you want to look at it like your grandparents, or my grandparents used to give me aloe vera leaves. Break it open, rub this on your sore.
Yes.
So yeah, I kind of see it more in that medical sense now.
Okay.
So talk to us about also the film. How did you get started in working with films?
So I've always had an interest in the entertainment industry. And to be completely honest, I thought I would be in front of the camera. So when I wanted to go into law enforcement, I actually went in with the mindset that I was going to be a public information officer and that I was going to get to kind of share my dream in two ways. One hand, I'm in law enforcement. The other hand, I'm in front of the camera. That didn't exactly work out the way that I thought it would. However, I did end up being a crime scene investigator. And so one of the things that I learned during that process was a lot of videography classes and photography classes. So they really taught me, the police department, all of the behind the scenes things that I use for filming crime scenes that I was able to kind of transition into actually filming, content. And I was able to meet some really, really good people that were writers and producers, just kind of following in their footsteps and learning the ropes and how to actually put it together. And that's how I ended up in the film industry. And I don't know if you know this, but one of the things that has really helped me as a business person is real estate. And so when I was buying and selling homes and, had a nice portfolio of rental properties, that money allowed me to make investments into the film industry. And so one of the many ways to executive producers could produce a project is to pay for it. And so that was one of the things that I did initially, was basically help other people with their vision and paid for some projects.
Yeah.
While I was learning how to do it.
Yeah. I think last time we were together, just kind of sitting around having lunch and talking, you were kind of going over real estate and different projects and things like that, because I remember you were telling me about some of the things that you were working on. Where can we find these films? Are they in Tubi? Because I know Tubi is the big thing for a lot of independent filmmakers.
So one of the films, the most recent one is Real Talk that I did, and that one is actually on Amazon Prime. The other ones, I'm not really sure where you could find them now. They're older films.
Mhm.
So whether or not they're still on a streaming network, I would actually have to look because I haven't looked in a while.
Okay. Are you gonna do anything else with film?
Oh, absolutely. I'm working on a few projects right now. One that's really, really close to my heart. One of those passion projects. I'm also working with. I have a manager and my entertainment attorney, and we're working on a reality type show, kind of based on women in the cannabis industry. As I'm pretty sure you guys are well aware of all of the people and businesses that are in the cannabis industry. Very few of them look like me. So that's one of the things that this show is going to be about, is kind of highlighting the lives of, people that are really working in the cannabis industry, what it's like, from day to day, what it's like walking into your cultivation, what it's like, when you go home and you have kids, what do you tell your kids? So it's going to be very interesting. We're shopping it around right now, so we'll see where that lands. But hopefully it'll land someplace and you guys will have an opportunity to really see how it works.
That's dope. That's dope.
Thank you.
Ariel, go ahead.
Do you ever plan on outside of a project like that, creating a feature film where you're in front of the camera instead of behind it?
That's a possibility. That's a possibility. I would have to really see how I look. Like right now, I don't feel comfortable doing it. So it would have to be a role that I know I could really kill, because I'm very critical of myself. And so I would not just be on camera just for the sake of saying I did it, I'm on camera. So
No.
that's a possibility.
Okay.
Ariana, she's being modest because she's a good ball player also. She plays ball too. So
Okay.
Haven't touched a basketball in a long time, but thank you though, Brandon.
I've known you since you were itty bitty.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
no, you go ahead.
Are you planning on expanding your business outside of LA?
Well, we are already outside of LA. We're all over California. I have several brands that I distribute, and we are as far north as Eureka, California, and as far south as Palm Springs. We're in San Diego. We're all over California. I would like to explore opportunities for other states, but I think that's at a later time. Once you're in the business and you really like understand how it works, I'm not really looking for licensing deals. I really like the ownership aspect of it. And I'm very fortunate to be the actual license holder. And I don't have any partners or investors. So it's a really good feeling to not kind of have my horse tied to somebody else's cart. And that's typically the way that I've been able to succeed in business, whether it's buying and selling, or, something is not working the way that I would like for it to work. So I have to pivot. I've just kind of learned that, being able to kind of have that type of control to exercise, it's been beneficial for me. Everybody doesn't have the same business mindset or business ethic or work ethic for that matter. And so it's really difficult to find the right partners. I won't say good or bad, but to find the right partners where you guys are like really aligned. um so far my partner in the wine bar is probably one of my favorite partners. And I don't know if it's because he's just got so much experience that I get to learn from him, but it's just been a different type of experience. But outside of that, I typically kind of run my own show. So
Mm.
if I go somewhere outside of California, I would probably be looking to buy something, and I'm not ready to do that just yet.
I know it's important for the integrity of your brand. A lot of people
Yeah.
that buy into franchises don't really have the same love for the brand They're just after the money that comes with it and stuff like that. So I was talking to my brother recently about a company that he works for, and they are a stickler for their brand. Even if their product isn't the best product, they care about the quality of the people that work for them and stuff. So I can understand what you're saying, having a partner that cares more about the name and what it stands for and what the company stands for going forward, rather than having somebody that just, looking at it as a opportunity to make more money in that space.
Yeah,
That's dope.
absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking next time I'm back home to come out and visit the wine bar, see what you got going on there.
Oh, you
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah.
You have to. It's going to be an amazing experience. I'm very excited.
When is it open?
We're looking to open this month. So sometime probably the end of March. We're kind of running through some last minute touches right now. So it's looking really good though.
Okay. Okay. Look at that. You heard it first on our show, Miracle Marketing Podcast, coming soon in the Anaheim area. That's great. And right around the corner from baseball season too. Baseball season, so they can come over from the Angels games right over there. That'd be great. Prime location. It's all about location, location, location. And the Disneyland area too. Yeah, you got it. Yeah. So I wanted to ask you real quick, and I don't know if we can mention this or not, but I know we've talked before. Um, you've known and worked with a few big name rappers. Are they still part of your cannabis brand?
No,
Okay.
no, they are not. You know, how can I say this? They've moved on. I don't know if they're doing well or better or not, but I wish them the best, no hard feelings. But again, the alignment is so important. And one thing that I've learned in this business more so than any other business that I've ever been in is the partnerships and who you align yourselves with are super, super important. My car's talking to me, sorry. But yeah, it's the alignment, and it's just got to be near perfection, because this business is hard enough as it is. So
Any business in general, is hard as it is. That's definitely true.
yeah, but try operating in a business where most people used to do it illegally, and it was kind of anything goes, and now you're trying to follow rules and regulations. Everybody is not a rule follower, and sometimes some of those rules that get bent, they don't necessarily hurt the brand, but they can hurt the license holder. So you just have to, make sure that you're working with people that understand and care about those type of things that matter to you.
Yeah.
That's good. That's true.
Is there a difference between because I've been to different states, and some of the places that sell cannabis that are supposed to be legal, they don't look they look like they were just makeshift. Like somebody just put up a utility house and
A lot of those still exist. They still have places that sell cannabis that aren't licensed. One of the things that I do like about being a licensed business is we actually test our products, and we're not selling you crap. And I think people need to be very, very careful buying things from their homeboy, or, oh, I got the hookup. And price isn't everything, and I know a lot of people are a little bit afraid of the so-called taxes, and, oh, the legal dispensaries are too expensive. Well, you have to find a brand that works for you, and that's one of the things that I do with my Just Married brand is I sell very high quality cannabis products, but I sell it at like a Costco price, because I want to sell my product and I want to sell my brand, and it doesn't have to be that expensive. I don't have to get, rich off of one person's purchase. I would rather sell more of it and be around for a long time and have longevity, because I've got a quality product, it's got quality packaging, and it's priced right. I mean, I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I sell my half ounce of high quality cannabis indoor products to stores for anywhere between 26 and $35 for a half an ounce. And they turn around and sell it for 90 to $110 and it flies off the shelf. So that's one of the reasons that I really focus on my brand for my delivery and for my pop-ups, because if it's flying off the shelf for 90, imagine what it'll do when people find out that I sell it personally for 60,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's like was it the Frank Lucas?
Hey, when you can
Blue,
control the
blue
supply and
magic.
the, why not, right?
Yep.
Supply and demand. That's the benefit of being right?
Yeah, that's the new I guess that's the legal game.
Mhm.
Just applying the same tactics as the best hustlers used to. If you got good product and you got a good price on it, people gonna keep coming back.
Exactly. That's what you want. Well, that's what I want as a business person, as a cultivator, as a manufacturer. I want people to say, "Man, this is really good," and it's half the price of all these other, brands. And unfortunately, a lot of retailers cannot afford to do that, because when you have the full-blown retail store, you've got overhead. The landlords are charging you an arm and a leg for the lease because you're a cannabis business and it's high risk. And you've got employees to pay, you've got insurance to maintain. They've got a lot of expenses. So yeah, they have to add, that 75% on there. I don't.
Mhm. Mhm.
Do you carry other brands or just your own brand?
I carry other brands, but the brands that I carry are also brands that I distribute. So
Okay.
again, for me, my job and my sole purpose in having my delivery company is to be able to keep the prices lower than everybody else.
Okay. How does somebody that has a dispensary or a brand, how do they get in touch with you or to get you to distribute their brand?
They can catch me online. My website is thegreenwoodco.com. I'm on Instagram, Miss Marlo Nicole or the Greenwood Company. Um, they can hit me on Just Mary. What is it? Just Mary Cannabis underscore delivery on Instagram. A Google search would
Mhm.
get them anything if they looked up Greenwood and Company or Just Mary Cannabis. There's 1,001 ways to find me or my distribution.
In the process, you just do research on them to see if they're legit or you try the
Oh,
product too.
to be honest with you, I don't typically try the product. I have people that I usually give product to try, but there are a brand is not a legit brand without a licensed distributor. So I have the ability to create brands. So
Okay.
whether that's a white label brand or someone that comes with a product and I actually can manufacture it, get it packaged, get it tested. That's what I do as a manufacturer and distributor. So if there's somebody that has an idea for a product, we do R&D. I work with scientists that can literally create anything. So you're talking topicals to edibles to sugars to crumbles to the actual cannabis flower to rosin, resin, whatever type of product it is, we can do it or have it done.
Okay. I know one thing that we didn't ask. How do you get started? Like say not I'm using me for an example, but not me.
Mhm.
Like say if I wanted to get into it, what would be my first thing to do?
Well, my first question to you would be, what is it that you want to do? When you say get
Uh
started, what do you want to do? Do you want to sell? You want to sell somebody else's brand? You want to sell your own brand? You want to create a
sell my
brand?
own brand. If I wanted
Uh,
to sell my own brand.
if you want to sell your own brand, I would say, okay, do you want flour? Like, what kind of brand do you want? Do you want a brand that has all types of products, or do you want a brand that you want to focus or on a specific type of product? Like, I have
Mhm.
one brand, all they do is live resin vapes. My brand, all I do is flour. There's some brands that all they do is pre-rolls. It would really depend on what it is that you want to do. We'll try to help you narrow that down. Then you have the creative process, right? What's your branding messaging? What's your tagline? What's your packaging look like? Making sure that it's compliant. You know, is it too cartoonish? Can't look like you're trying to attract kids. Um, you know, there's so many different things that come into play from a creative aspect into creating an actual brand. But so
Oh,
that's basically step one if you were to try to, you know, get started. What do you want to do? What does it look like? Um, who's your target audience? Those type of things.
Okay.
are you looking to take on any other filmmakers and executive produce any of their projects?
It depends. One project that I'm working on right now, you know, we're gonna take it a couple of places I really can't mention right now, but I think we've got the right team together to place it someplace very nice.
Mhm.
And again, that's my my passion story, so I'm really excited about that one. And hopefully, you know, we talk again soon and I have more information you can update everybody.
Okay. Perion, you better put some of those music scores in her projects.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to. I'm trying to.
You on the
Yes.
well,
If and when you're ready, just let me know what you're looking for. I score anything. I do the whole movie.
Okay.
Mhm.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, thank you, Marlo, for taking the time out of your busy day to talk with
Thank
us, to be on the
you.
show. We definitely want to have you back, you know, when other projects and things come out. Just hit me up. Definitely would love to have you back on. Um, tell all our viewers where they can find, well, you did most of that, where they can find you and follow you. And you know, anything else you want to plug before we go.
Marlo Nicole, Miss Marlo Nicole on Instagram. I am Marlo Nicole on X, previously Twitter. I'm on LinkedIn, Marlo Richardson. I am everywhere. TikTok, Miss Marlo Nicole. Um, yeah, connect. Feel free. I'm here.
All right. Coming to Vegas anytime soon?
Actually, I'll be in Vegas in 2 weeks.
Okay, hit me up.
Okay, will do.
All right, I'll see you when I'm hit me then, and then I'll see you when I'm back home in LA.
Absolutely. Thanks,
All right,
guys.
all
thank
right.
you.
Tell the kids and my other, your sister, I said hello.
Will do.
All right.